you think of the decision that changed the game?
The record.
Yeah.
Look, it's small margins, but if you look at it from a safety point of view, you connect with the head, and it's a red. So I can't argue with that decision. I know it's certainly there's no intent or anything like that, but if we look at the safety of the game, it's the right decision. And it wasn't great for the game, obviously. But it's if we go back to the CJ Sunday incident here, which took a player out for a long time, that test match against Ireland, it's the same incident. So the refs do have to look after the players, and it's the right decision, even though there was no intent. So I've got no issue.
Robbie, if you look at, apart from the cards, if you look at the number of penalties, would you say discipline was an issue tonight?
Yeah, it was, and we spoke about it before the game, knowing that the Lions, the only way they can get into the game was through some ill discipline. Again, I don't, there might have been some penalties that were 50-50, but it's the red card and the 2 yellows again. It was a late hit, and certainly it was after a warning, so can't argue with that yellow. JJ's one, I think, was it was quite tough, because the guy could see it did jump into the tackle, and it's quite tough to control that. But again, but to the letter of the law and the safety of the players, again, it is a yellow. So generally, I felt that we could have been a little bit better, on a discipline, and which gave them opportunities, to get into our half. And maybe the last penalty, I think that against Jean-Luc, I felt that should have been in our favour. But overall, that's something that we needed to be better at, and that's what got them into the game. But let's be honest. I mean, the character shown by our team was unbelievable. To play, so many minutes, especially the last 30 with that red card, and I think, we were 17-10 up or whatever it was at that stage. We played a good first half, we put them under pressure. I felt that they only really showed something, in the last sort of minute when we were, a man down, when they had ball in hand, but we deserved our lead at half time, and we played a good game of rugby, and we put them under pressure, and I felt that even though we went with the red card, I still felt that we could have won that game. And we fought immensely. I'm incredibly proud of the guys in the situation that we've been in this year. With we just haven't been lucky, in certain things. And again tonight, the bounce of the ball didn't go away, but the guys kept fighting. It's immense character and the fight to keep them out. But at the end of the day, if you're defending with 13 men, eventually it's going to take take everything, the wind out of yourselves. But we kept in it, and we still had an opportunity at the end there. And just credit to the players, and just shows that culturally, we're strong, even though it's it's been a tough year. The players are still fighting to the bitter end. They're playing for each other. They're playing for the jersey, and as a coach, that's all I can ask for. Can't fault them, and the bounce of the ball didn't go away today, but we could have beaten the Lions for the first time in a few years, and I think that we had the opportunity there. But credit to the Lions at the end there. They did well to score that try and win the game eventually.
It must be very difficult to take. I mean, considering that you were, almost in control. On top, the Lions were going at you, but guys were kind of picking them off.
Yeah.
In a way, do you feel a little bit let down by the discipline, or do you feel that the players' character compensates for that?
Yeah, certainly the character above the discipline, Steve. The games where decisions are going to go against you or for you, and I felt that this year, we, as I said, we haven't been on the right side of some of those decisions. But tonight, when the Lions come at you, you are going to make mistakes, and give away 1 or 2 penalties like they did as well. But the character shown by the team, for me, and my assessment far supersedes the discipline, and that's what we're going to hold on to and keep building on. And they're the best, been one of the best teams in the competition for the last 3 years, and we had a chance to beat them tonight, and we deserved to be in that position for most of the game, and I thought that we did control the game, exceptionally well in that first half, and again in the second half we had to defend, and defence this year hasn't been, the beginning stages of the competition hasn't been great, but certainly the last couple of weeks we've upped the ante in terms of our defence, and against the best attacking team in the competition. So I think we did exceptionally well, and it would have been great to have a win, especially with the way that we dealt with the cards, and as I say, the character of the group, for me is something that we can certainly hold on to and look forward to in future.
So just your take on that, composure and how the second half played out. How hard was it?
Yeah, I think like Coach said, we were really in control. We didn't feel under pressure at all. Even though we had obviously had those cards and stuff, but we still felt like we could manage and handle it. But a team like Lions, obviously they're going to take the opportunities when they get them. But yeah, like Coach said, I thought discipline was really our problem today. I think I was done for. But like he said, the character that we showed with playing with 14 men or 13 men with a lot of time on the game. But yeah, so I was really proud of the boys. But we all agreed that after the game, if we had more discipline, that's something that he told us from Monday already. We've watched the games. If you're not disciplined, they will take the opportunity, and we brought them back to the game.
Siya, you and quite a few teammates are heading off to the box now. Tell us a bit about that. I mean, you must make you proud to. There's a couple of guys that probably wasn't expected to go.
Yeah, we are we haven't seen like the squad, but obviously getting messages from family. We're very excited, and we're obviously very privileged and proud, and it's always an honor for us to be part of the group, and it's just it shows like our teammates here at the Stormers, without them obviously we wouldn't be here where we are now, and we really appreciate it. And when we go there, obviously we're representing the country, but at the same time, when we put on the jersey, we're still representing the Stormers. We want to make our coach happy, we want to make him proud in the way we perform there, and come back and obviously play better than we did, and be the example when we come back, and take everything that we've learned from here and use it there, and whatever we learn from there and bring it here and use it this time.
Obviously, you guys smashed 7 kinds of things out of each other today, and tomorrow morning, tomorrow you're in the same camp.
Yeah, that's the best part I think about it. None of this thing will be mentioned tomorrow at the camp. We speak like we didn't even play against each other the next day. The whole focus is about what you want to do for the Springboks, and there's no time really, because some of the guys are going to be going to America. We don't know who's going, so we have to get on with the program as soon as possible.
Just your, not your major Springbok squad, just your thoughts on that, because probably that's one of the few surprises, I guess, in the box squad. Just your thoughts on that.
Well, Steve, I think that if we take ourselves back to the Bulls game here at Newlands, I thought Noche had a really good game, and obviously that's pricked the ears up of the Springbok selectors, and then I thought he was very good tonight. He really showed intensity in his carries, and he got off the line defensively. So I wish him all the best. I think that there were 2 really good games that he played for us this year. And, he's got an opportunity now to play for his country. So we wish him all the best.
Well, you guys, am I right in saying that you guys have been sort of a lot more sort of kept abreast of what's happening at the box and who might be selected and what they might be planning than in the past? It just seems just having spoken to some of the coaches of the other franchises, that there seems to be quite, I don't know how much surprise there would actually be, because you've got a pretty good idea of what's happening. Isn't Russie keeping you sort of quite informed?
Look, we've got a great relationship with the Springboks at the moment, and they've been pretty open and honest with us. There's obviously a lot of trust that's got to go between the 2 managements, and we don't lead on too much, in terms of what's happening with our players and their involvement with the Springboks. But what I'm enjoying, with the current Springbok setup is that that the players have to work hard and have to perform at Super Rugby level in order to get selected, and so there may be a few surprises, in the squads, and up until the last game, and I think that's credit to Rassie in that you may have built up a name over the last couple of years, but he's looking at the best performing players in Super Rugby and he's going to reward them. And I think that was communicated clearly to the players early on when they first met. So it's good, I think it's healthy, and there's no guarantees anymore, and you have to fight hard to get into the Springbok mix, and that's how it should always be. And and I think that looking at the squads, certainly they've rewarded Super Rugby form. And that's how it always should be, and I think they're going to go all right.
Right, thank you very much, everyone. Wait,
Chris, you lost Chris quite early, but then Jan stepped up
He did
majorly.
it's look, it actually went for both sides, to be honest. I mean, we lost our main line-out caller, and then they lost obviously Robbie, early as well, which certainly affected their line-out. I think that they cooked up some good plans at half-time to counter, but when you lose a guy like Chris Mansell, and Peter Steff in the same week, it does affect your line-up. But Jan de Klerk stepped up, and I think he did exceptionally well. Kobus Visa, obviously, we like to see him as a blind side, but because of our lock situation, he had to fill in that lock, and he did well, considering, and he was going to run out of gas at some stage, because it's a different ball game, scrumming and mauling, and he's used to playing flank, so it certainly affected us, because I felt that if Pickles, Chris was still on the field. You don't want to be known as a lock. If Chris had still been on the field, I felt that we could have contested their lineup probably better and put them under more pressure, and which would have been in our favour. But it wasn't to be. It's just been that season for us. It's just as soon as we get a bit of momentum, something happens. So it's it's unfortunate. Chris is out and looks like he's done a medial. So. But when we get back together again, hopefully it's Evan, it's JD, it's Chris is back. It's there's a full component of players to select from. Damien Willems is back. It's the only one that I can think that touch wood that there's no injuries during the Springbok campaign. That that we'll have probably for the first time this year. A full choice, first selection, to select to go to Buenos Aires, and we spoke about it in the change room now. Look, we're out of it, we're out of the competition now. We can't get back into it, and we thought there was maybe a bit of a chance now with the Sharks losing and obviously the Bulls losing, and we were, that's why the performance was it was today. There was a step up, but certainly. It's over now, but we are extremely excited that when we get back together, in a couple of weeks' time, that we can finish this campaign off strong.
So you're giving him 2 weeks?